Hello, my name's Sean McCarthy and this is the road to a sub 60 hyrox pro solo. So in just less than 3 weeks, I've got a hyrox pro solo booked for here in the Netherlands. So I'll be travelling from Dubai to the Netherlands to do a solo race, which will be my first solo race since the start of December. I done a pro solo in London and got 101, so just started knocking on the doors of seeing that sub 60 pro could be a possibility. It could be possible, and I believe I'm in sub 60 shape. Honestly, to achieve sub 60 in a pro solo, I think it takes a lot. The average time for a men's solo hyrox finisher time says online about 80 to 100 minutes. So to achieve a sub 60, you're genuinely a part of like the top 1% of all competitors across the globe. And I would like to say I'm at a good fitness level and I still haven't achieved it. Like, there can be some times that, or some occasions, people who don't really take their training that seriously, don't really take hyrox that seriously, they can just be a really good level of fitness. They can go to a good course, be feeling good on that day and achieve a sub 60. But it's like, can you consistently keep showing up and keep doing that and keep getting better? So I think it really just comes down to how far you want to take it, how much you're willing to put in it, how much you're willing to sacrifice. It's how good you're going to be at it. That's really all it comes down to. I think the difference between someone who is doing 70 minutes hyrox solos compared to guys at the top of the fucking sport getting close to 50 minutes in a pro solo hyrox, it really just comes down to obviously the amount of time they've been doing the sport, the amount of time they've been training for. Obviously that has a massive part to play. Like, some of these guys at the top of the sport have got 10, 15 years on me. So that's why it's important not to compare yourself to them too much, but it also just comes down to how much fucking work you're putting in. Like, I've compared myself to other people at similar stages to me, and I thought, how are they getting those times? And sometimes it just boils down to they might just be fucking working harder than me. Like, when I look at Charlie Botterill, who is same age as me, obviously he's been training longer than me, he's raced more than me, he's got a longer fitness background than me, he's got a better base than me, but I can openly admit that he works harder than me. I can see it on his training that he does and he posts. He just fucking trains harder than me. So that is also a conversation I need to have with myself is, right, if this race goes the way I want it to and I get this sub 60 and I want to get better, I want to get even faster, I'm going to need to work harder. I'm going to need to sacrifice even more. I'm going to need to work even harder, because that's what it takes. It takes a lot. I have, since starting hyrox, taken it more seriously. I have sacrificed my social life. I don't drink anymore. Relationships. I've been single now for the last 2 years. I'm now just at a stage where I know what fulfills me in life. I know what I want, and anything else other than that that's going to stop me or slow me down or distract me, I just don't want it in my life. It really just comes down to how much you actually want it. How far do you want to take it? I know some people say it's not that serious, it's not that deep. Well, those are the type of people who won't make it that far in the sport if they want to do it. So there's going to be a ceiling on how far they can take it, but if you're seriously wanting to get to the top, you're willing to put in the work, there's literally nothing stopping you. And I truly just want to see how far I can take myself. I know I've got the potential to be at the top of whatever fucking sport I put myself into, because I know I'll work hard and I know I'll get there. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take. I know that I'll work hard and I know that I'll fucking get there. But right now I'm at a crossroad where I'm like, I don't know whether I want to dive into marathon training, do a marathon, or continue to focus on hyrox. So that's what this race really comes down to is this is the deciding factor of hyrox on marathon training. How am I going to get it? Well, it probably seems like I'm only putting in a 3-week training block to try and get this sub 60 because I'm making this video now and I've got the race in 3 weeks. But really I feel like the training block has been close to 2 years long for me to get this sub 60, because out of all the races that I've done, I can only think of one where I feel like I got some sort of return for all the hard work, the dedication, the hours, the training, the sacrifices that I've put into this fucking sport. And that was London, my pro solo, where I got 101, my best time that I've had yet. I felt like I got some sort of return. I felt like everything just clicked, but I still knew that I had fucking more. I crossed the finish line and I was fine. So every single race other than that one in London just felt like, to me, a failure. I just felt like it never went my way, it never clicked. It just didn't, it wasn't a true representation of what I can do. So I felt like there was no time after the race to take a deload, to rest, to recover. It was just straight back to fucking work. And that has been a repeating cycle all the way up until this point. From London, which was in December, I moved to Dubai towards the end of the month. So since I've been here, I've not been able to race. I've not even been able to do the best training because I've not had access to the best gyms and stuff like that. So do I feel like I've got much fitter since London? Probably not. But at the end of the day, I know how good I felt in London. I know the time I got. So there is absolutely no doubt in my head I can go to this race and get a sub 60. There's no doubt at all. I know I can do it. It's just a case of showing up and fucking doing it. So yeah, the next couple of weeks are going to be an interesting couple of weeks because it's going to be me having to make some big pivotal movements in that athletic career, because it's all depending on how this race goes. I've dedicated the last year and a half to hyrox. Gave up a lot in my life to really just dial in and focus on this. And how this race goes in 2 weeks is going to be the deciding factor of if I go all in with hyrox, if I achieve the sub 60, punch my ticket for Worlds, I am doubling down and putting everything I have fucking got into becoming the best hyrox athlete that I possibly can. If it doesn't go my way, then the move after that is going to be probably taking a step away from hyrox, and we're going to go into a marathon block and do a marathon, because there's a wee itch in the back of my head just waiting to be scratched with doing a marathon, and I think I would really like to do one. So, but you need to decide, like, you cannot do both of them. It either needs to be hyrox or it needs to be a marathon, and I need to go all in with whatever it is. So it's a big decision to make. So it's all dependent on this race and how that goes. And this isn't me just saying, oh well, if the race doesn't go well, I'm going to spit my toys out the pram and just give up. Isn't a case of giving up whatsoever, because when I go to this race, I am given 110%. That's what I've said to myself. I feel like all of the hyrox races that I've done so far, there's never been one where I've went out, raced smart and fucking pushed myself beyond the limit. I want to see how fucking far I can push myself in this race, and I'm gonna go as close to fucking death as I can. I know that sounds a bit cringy, but I'm gonna go as close to death as I can. So if I go there, push myself as far to the limit and as close to the limit as I can, and I get 101, then I'll just need to accept that that is the level of where I'm at. So again, it just really comes down to the result of this race, because I'm going to this race and I'm going to put 110% fucking effort in it. I'm going to push it as close to the limit as I can, and it's either going to be sub 60 or an hour and 10 minutes, and then whatever the outcome is then going to paint the picture for what happens next. So yeah, if you want to stick around, see what happens, this race is where it all comes down to. this is how the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months of my life look, because if it's hyrox we're going into, I've said to myself that I am going to dedicate the next year, like the next 12 months, of just putting everything I've fucking got into it, like more than I'm doing right now. If it's marathon, I'm doing the exact same with that, because like I said at the start of this video, to get to where you want to get to the fucking top, to get to whatever level you want to get to, it just comes down to what you put into it. I will put 110% into it, of whatever field it is we're going to go into. So yeah, it all comes down to this race. That's the deciding factor for what happens next, so stick around if you want to see what happens.